Welcome back into another episode of the Daft on Draft podcast. I am your co-host, Corey Kennan, alongside James Foster here. James Foster's not first time solo potting with me, but first time as the permanent co-host of the Daft on Draft podcast.
First time where I can really get comfortable in this chair.
Yeah, get comfortable in the chair. Yeah, there you go, in your throne.
Yep.
So to celebrate, let's do a little mock draft.
Let's
little
do
first
it.
round mock. We've got 1, or I guess 2 weeks of college football down, 1 full week of college football down. We've got a pretty good idea of where these players are sitting at a little bit. So let's roll into this, man. Let's roll into this. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to pop up the PFF mock draft simulator right here. Again, PFF's mock draft sim typically doesn't have every single player necessary to do this mock draft.
Yeah, we can insert like guys at the bottom of the board
Yep, for sure. So that's what we'll do. All right. So I'm a Browns fan. So James, if you're okay with that, I'm going to take odds here, and then you can take evens. You'll get the pick for the Browns 10th overall there with the Jacksonville pick, but let's just go ahead and dive in. Franchise safety, yeah, get it down first overall. So here's the thing with the Browns, man. If you're picking a quarterback at the end of the 3rd round or the 5th round, depending on which quarterback you want to talk about here for the Browns, you're picking a cost-controlled backup. Like, that's what you're hoping you land as a cost-controlled backup. If the Browns are picking at the top of the board, they're going to take a quarterback. They are going to take a quarterback. Their starting quarterback is 40 years old. So, and with that being said, I think they like Dylan Gabriel enough to where they would say, we could still bridge this quarterback that we draft. We don't have to put him on the field right away.
Right.
So if they're picking first overall, man, they're still taking a quarterback here. And I know that Garrett Nussmeier was the best of the weekend. I'm still going to remain fairly capped on how I feel about Nussmeier, because I feel like Nussmeier as a player, like what we're seeing is his ceiling. I don't know if you agree with that.
We have to get into the Nussmeier. We need to get into the Nussmeier and Sellers conversation because we didn't talk about them in the previous episode, and I think
that's what we're going to get into a little bit right here. Yeah. So, but what we're seeing from Nussmeier is his ceiling, because he's a capped athlete in a capped body type with a capped arm. And that's not to say his arm isn't good. His arm is good. It's plus, like good plus. I don't think it's elite by any means, but it is good plus. I'm still taking a shot on the 6'4", 240-pound quarterback here, who I thought still has a ways to go week 1, but is accurate with the football when he's got a base. Like he sailed a corner, or not a corner, but a curl on mesh. He
sailed a couple.
Yeah, he sailed that curl on mesh, but I thought that was because his base wasn't underneath of him. Whenever his base is set, man, I feel like he's throwing the football well.
So that it's interesting because your charting that you do for accuracy weighted on target percentage is one of the most insightful, and I think lines up with the film most often metrics that are out there for accuracy. I basically look at you and Sports Info Solutions metrics when I'm trying to stack guys up. You weight the score or the percentage to give more credit for deep throws, correct?
I do.
Okay, so that makes sense for LaNorris Sellers because he has a pretty nice deep ball. I think
dropped one on Saturday.
His short to intermediate accuracy. Yeah, that was a nice one to Nick Harbor. His short to intermediate accuracy is a little bit spotty to me, but I agree with you. Just overall on Sellers, he is my quarterback 1, and I'm
taking him here.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, that corner he threw to Harbor in the end zone too, that should have been another touchdown. That Harbor, that dude just looks completely bamboozled trying to track a football. But that was a beautiful throw too, on opposite hash corner into the back of the end zone there. So this is ceiling versus what I like perceived cap of a player here. Yeah. I'm taking Sellers.
Yeah, the only complicated thing with Sellers as far as drafting him, and I agree, this is the pick that I would have made too, but it's like part of me having Sellers as quarterback 1 is that I'm projecting a little bit of growth for him, whereas the guys that are, I might not necessarily draft the guys right now if the draft started now in the same order that I have them ranked, because I am kind of projecting. But the Saints are in the same boat to me as the Browns. Like, I know they drafted Shuck earlier than Gabriel and Sanders, but I viewed all of them in kind of the Derek Carr is the best case scenario, like just caliber of quarterbacks to me. So I am going to take a quarterback.
Ooh, changing it up.
Yeah. Because you said you took Peter Woods. I mean, should I take Peter Woods? I don't want to be repetitive.
You do you, man. You do you. This is
I do me.
all you, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's too early for the guy I was about to take. So I do need to do what I would actually do and take Peter Woods, who's my number 1 overall player. Had an outstanding performance against LSU. Josh Thompson, number 56, is a guy that I like, or I liked his Northwestern tape a little bit. I've got a load of laundry in. If I brought my laptop over to that and showed it to you, that's what Peter Woods made him look like on the field about 4 or 5 times in that game.
Yeah.
Just an elite block shedder, one of the best that I've seen at the college level. And the Saints have been soft up front for as long as I can remember. I mean, I know they might get some memory scars replacing a Brian Breesy with Peter Woods and expecting to upgrade your run defense. I promise he's a completely different caliber of run defender.
Yeah, so this leaves me with the Giants here. I mean, the Giants could just draft another defensive lineman and just keep stacking them up. They could very well. I mean, they just drafted Jackson Dart. If they're picking 3rd overall, that means Brian Dable and Joe Shane are going to get fired, and it very well could mean that the next regime wants to draft another quarterback. But I mean, again, we could take Nussmeier here. Let's just strike Arch Manning off the list. Drew Aller played pretty well against Nevada.
We're going to be looking at Arch Manning all night.
We're going to look at Arch Manning all night because he's not coming off the board. I don't like.
I mean, do they need a quarterback? I was not a Jackson Dart fan, but I feel like we should.
I'm fine with like sticking around.
I get what you're saying. Where if they're picking at 3, then Dable's probably fired. I mean, yeah, like you said, do what you want. I don't want to step on your toes.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do here. So their offensive line's pretty good. Their offensive line's really good. They have one veteran who could age out here soon, and that's Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. I think I address the trenches here. If you're going to go all in on Jackson Dart here, you have the weapons around him at the wide receiver position.
Yeah,
I mean, you could improve running back as well, but I think 3 is a little early unless John Mara really gets some Saquon Barkley blues and wants to draft Jeremiah Love here.
Let's not take another running back at 3.
I'm going to go Spencer Fano here.
Nice.
I'm going to draft Spencer Fano here to the New York Giants here. Although they did just draft Marcus Bowe in the 5th round.
I think that let's say that's the future John Michael Schmitz replacement, honestly.
Yeah, there we go. Marcus Bowe can play guard or tackle. Spencer Fano,
center,
replacing Jermaine Illuminor, moving over to right tackle there. So, we're going Spencer Fano.
Who's up next? The Jets. Okay. So the Jets, let's see, they're picking at 4. They need a quarterback. So I am gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go out on a limb for a quarterback.
Yep.
So I'll be honest. My rankings right now are
just scroll past Arch here. Real
LaNorris
fast.
Sellers, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, and Fernando Mendoza are honestly tied. And then, I'd probably I might honestly put Josh Hoover at 5 at this point.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna go with Drew Aller for the Jets. I think my biggest hang up with him is that I can't justify the way that he ended the season last year. I mean, it's 2 bad games, and he has to bounce back he has to bounce back this season for him to actually be the 4th overall pick. I acknowledge that, but I think somebody that at his size, with his arm talent, who's as comfortable working the middle of the field, getting to the backside of his progression, doesn't take sacks. I wish he was more athletic, but I think that improved last year. I just think he has a lot of stuff going for him, and I think people are kind of prematurely ending his development as if he doesn't have another step that he could take.
I can dig it. I want to see it against like actual good opponents.
I'm with you.
And then every big time games he's down.
I totally agree with that criticism.
I need to see it. I need to see it to believe it still. All right, the Tennessee Titans. This is your Tennessee Titans here.
My Tennessee Titans.
I'm inclined to go a couple different directions here. So they've spent a ton of money on the offensive line. Ton of assets, ton of money on the offensive line. That's one area I think that they're not going to go. I am really unmoved by Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a rookie quarterback that you're going all in on here, and Cam Ward, like part of me wants to say, like, what's the harm here and going running back and getting in a bell cow to take some pressure off of Cam Ward. But Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett are both north of 30. They like Alec Manor, but like they could go wide receiver here. And there's only really one wide receiver that warrants a top 5 pick at this point as well. And I think that's where I'm inclined to go here for the Tennessee Titans, and I'm going to go Jordan Tyson.
Let's go.
Jordan Tyson.
You're about to break my heart by taking Jeremiah Love.
I thought about it, man, but yeah, we're gonna go Jordan Tyson to the Titans here. Give Cam Ward another shiny toy.
Outstanding pick. Carolina Panthers. So I'm inclined to just take the best defensive player available. Can you imagine J.C. Horn and Jermon McCoy?
It's amazing. Dalton and I have done it.
Imagine multiple times. I still got to do it because imagine passing the ball against them, and if one of those edge rushers develops into a dude, then you've got a really promising young core on defense all of a sudden.
I love it. All right, the Las Vegas Raiders here. Man, this is where I have to remember that one, it's Pete Carroll, and he does not give two shits about positional value, anything like that. If he loves a player, he'll take him. Their safeties are Isaiah Polamau and Jeremy Chin. And then their backups are Chris Smith and Tristan McCollum. I'm going to go Caleb Downs here. Like that feels very Pete Carroll-ish. Like, I don't care what position that kid plays. He's a football player. I want him. Their safety room stinks. Ironically enough, they had Jamal Adams on their roster playing linebacker already. And Jamal Adams is the comp that Caleb Downs gets most frequently that I see, which is ironic. But I'm going to go safety here. I'm going to go Caleb Downs.
I was looking down my board trying to think of somebody to offer as a counter, and they kind of already were stacked on their roster with all the other positions. So that makes sense. Bears at 8. We can't go offense again unless, do they want to replace their left tackle with a promising left tackle out of Texas?
See, I think about that sometimes, but they just drafted Ozzie Trapilo in the second round.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But dude, does Ozzie Trapilo prohibit you from tackling?
Honestly, man, they don't need to. They need to take TJ Parker here, and because Montez Sweat is a solid player, but he was, I thought, kind of disappointing last year. They don't have a lot of juice on the edge, and they're kind of waiting on guys on the interior to break out, like Jervon Dexter. So, yeah, throw another talented guy.
So you're gonna go TJ Parker first edge off the board right here.
Oh wait! Oh my God, I'm tripping. Sorry, Ruben Bain. I'm glad you didn't select that. Yeah. Give me Ruben Bain.
Sounds good.
I'm Xing guys out on my Excel file, and I had the wrong guy Xed out. So yeah, Ruben Bain. We talked about him at length yesterday, so don't need to go into too much more detail. But what a beast! The only drawback is that the arm length is going to come in 32 and an eighth a quarter.
Yeah, he's pretty sawed off. All right, the Indianapolis Colts here. The Colts are going to take a quarterback. Unless they win like 9 games with Daniel Jones, and they're like, F it, run it back. And this is the Nuss team.
The inverse of Anthony Richardson.
You have to go the opposite of Anthony Richardson, right? Yeah. Like you shot for upside. Let's shoot for high ceiling here this time around. Get the high ceiling passer right that you, as Shane Steichen, like we saw Gardner Minshew make a Pro Bowl with this guy. Like, can you give me just a step above Gardner Minshew? This feels like the Nuss team. Like, get the high ceiling or the high floor player here, even if the ceiling is a bit more capped off. That it can diagnose pre-snap, get the ball out fast, keep your offense moving here. Garrett Nussmeier to the Colts.
And I agree with you about. I think we're probably 95% in agreement with Garrett Nussmeier. I think the ceiling is limited, but I do think he has room for growth, and I think there's promising development. I don't know if you tracked the very end or if you charted the very end of the season last year, but I thought his deep ball really improved over the last few games. and then he hit a couple nice ones in week 1. And he's obviously got the elite anticipation, the pocket movement, like that stuff that you can take to the bank. So if he can limit the turnovers, that's the another knock that I have. Then it's really just he's short, he's slow, he is white, he is a bum, like just kind of the athletic limitations basically, but still comfortable with that in the top 10 because those quarterbacks can be quality starters.
Yeah, it wasn't lost on me that Chris Hilton was hurt most of the season last year, and it was when Chris Hilton came back that his deep ball started to find a little bit more rhythm. And then they went out and added Barryon Brown as well. With that dime he dropped to Barryon Brown was something else.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So Cleveland Browns back on the clock here thanks to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So the Browns took Sellers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Trevor Gooseby. I think he's the most talented offensive lineman, left tackle specifically, but could play either side. Just they need an influx of talented young offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. And none of their offensive linemen are currently under contract beyond 2026. So
and Gooseby played really well last week. He had one play where it wasn't even that he got beat. It was just like I think it was an assignment or something, but really good, in one-on-ones and stuff. So I think one of the most promising players in this class could end up top 5 for me. Could easily see that.
Love it. All right. Los Angeles Rams here. Another team that could go quarterback with, the Stafford died, McVay lied memes floating around out there that they're cloning Matthew Stafford. But I mean, if I'm taking a quarterback here, it's going to be Mendoza, who I was a little disappointed in his play as probably the strongest Mendoza soldier out there right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it, but it felt like he was pressing, like he was trying to show, like, no, I have to go out and prove something.
I did. I'm an Indiana fan. Indiana is on the main screen, and I've got everything else on the side. So I'm always watching Indiana. And I watched his tape. And, yeah. Omar Cooper just sold on that one.
Yeah, that was bad.
Rough. He did have that one dime. So it was nowhere near a bad enough performance to where I would lower my grade or anything.
No. McVay, kind of quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does have that arm arrogance. I could see it working with McVay, working in Los Angeles.
But do you think McVay would want another guy that's so limited escaping pressure?
Do you think he's limited escaping pressure?
I think he's really slow, honestly.
You do?
Yeah. And specifically slow acceleration out of the pocket. But I don't know. I mean, that's a really niche.
All right, right tackle's an issue with Havenstein. Left tackle's honestly an issue with Larry Jackson and the blood clots. Center's an issue. Right guard's an issue. This is another team that doesn't give a crap about positional value. Like they wanted to take Brock Bowers a couple years ago. They took Terrence Ferguson.
Except they do not value linebacker at all.
Except linebacker. Yeah, that's true. Their edge rushers are good enough. Linebacker, yeah, that's the one position that they really need to upgrade with Nate Landman and Omar Speights. But
they would never take a line. Yeah, they treat them like pennies.
Corner's bad for them. They could go corner here. Safety's not great either with Quentin Lake and Cam Curl. Corner or safety here.
It would be kind of McVay to take a running back.
They just re-signed Kyron, though. Could also go wide receiver, but I mean, actually.
I mean, I would take Mekhi Lemon based on my board, but
I mean, based on potential breakout,
he's 11th for me. No one else seems to like him that much, but
I'm thinking like based on potential breakout in the age of Devontae Adams and like role of Devontae Adams, I'm thinking Carnell Tate.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
But right tackle's a hole, a big hole.
And I feel like Caleb Lomu could play right tackle.
Dalton said the same thing. Lomu
or Isaiah World.
You think World could play right tackle?
Yeah.
I didn't love World's tape this past week against Montana State. We could go Mount Goa, or Moanoa, but I kind of think Moanoa is a guard.
I didn't even bother paying attention to World this week.
Yeah, against Montana State, no really needs it. Okay, I got to make my mind. We're gonna go Carnell Tate. We're gonna go Carnell Tate. We're gonna.
Okay, I gotta make up for some lost time. I'm gonna take Jeremiah Love to the Cowboys.
Okay, here we go. Yep.
Simple. There we go. Rapid
Jerry
fire
finally
pick.
gets his running back. All right, Patriots. Patriots, another team that could take a wide receiver big time. Patriots. I could get.
Patriots need edge.
Do they?
And Vrabel would love TJ Parker. Just a pocket pusher.
But Keldrick is there too, though.
Oh no, he would love Keldrick.
He would love Keldrick because Anthony.
Yeah, because Parker will sacrifice his rush lane.
Yeah, let's go Keldrick Falk to the Patriots here. All right, Seahawks. Mike McDonald. What do we got?
Could go TJ Parker. Let me pull up edge depth chart. See what their power rushers are looking like. Yeah, man. They don't really need TJ Parker. So TJ Parker falling in this sim. Caleb Lomu potentially. But I don't really see Caleb Lomu as a guard. Oh, here we go. I know what I'm doing. Give me C.J. Allen, linebacker out of Georgia.
Linebacker C.J. Allen.
Yeah,
that's a very Seahawks pick.
So I'd watched 3 games of him initially, and then I had Dame on from Bleacher Report for that big video that I did, and his guy was CJ Allen. So I ended up watching pretty much all of his tape from last year and raised my grade on him a ton. I'm a huge fan of CJ Allen.
I love it. All right, Steelers here. Steelers. So Broderick Jones not looking great. So they could go offensive tackle here. I don't love the tackle board that we've got left here, to be completely honest. At this range, Isaiah World would be fine.
You don't like
quarterback, obviously, but they just seem like they're going to bridge again. Like at some point, unless they're picking at the top of the draft, I feel like they're just going to bring in a couple more veterans and bridge again. Corners, a position where they've got a ton of old guys. Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, in there with Joey Porter. So I'm inclined to look corner here. Or quarterback. Could be a Mendoza team. Could be Isaiah World here. I'm going to go... Mansour.
I like where your head's at, yeah.
I'm going to go Mansour Delane. The tape is so good.
Once I saw you scrolling down the corner list, I knew where you were going.
We're going to go Mansour Delane to the Steelers here. Love it.
So that probably would have been my pick to the Minnesota Vikings. You know what, though? I think Brian Flores would love the versatility of... Oh, there's a couple players that I think he would love the versatility of. Sonny Styles or Xavier Scott?
Ooh.
I mean,
based on my board, I would say Styles, but...
Yeah. See, Styles and Scott are 23 and 24 on my board.
Ooh.
So... because they really do need DB, but they also need linebacker. And then Will Lee the third is out of Texas A&M is a guy that I have ranked higher. And he's somebody that could allow them to play more press man. They could get Jeff Okudah out of the lineup. I think the fun pick would be Sonny Styles or Xavier Scott, but I think the smarter pick would be Will Lee because he's somebody that can just play boundary corner and, be like a JC Horn kind of player.
Okay. We will roll with that. All right, Dolphins here. They like Aaron Brewer at center.
Yeah.
Preseason team is pretty good. They just drafted a guard.
Parker Brailsford. Form the smallest offensive line.
I don't think that Patrick Paul would prohibit them from drafting an offensive lineman, but Caleb Lomu would be the scheme fit here athletically. Isaiah World would be too big for that system. Caden Proctor too big for that system, I think. Xavier Chaplin too big. I don't even love Chaplin that much to draft him in the first round. Do what I'm going to do. Johnny Smith just had a hell of a season there, and then to the point where they couldn't pay him.
Oh, let's go.
I'm going to go Kenyon Sadiq right here to the Miami Dolphins.
Banger.
Kenyon Sadiq to the Dolphins here. Replace Jonnu. Get yourself a little move tight end chess piece that Jonnu was for them in that offense. Awesome after the catch. Just let Tua get the ball out quick to him in space. Let's make plays.
Arizona Cardinals picking at 18. I still think they could use some help on the edge. I mean, it's honestly, TJ Parker is my 4th ranked player, and I keep just not picking him. I'm just going to pick TJ Parker. There's imagine that he's like pick 8. That's because that's basically how I feel about him. So yeah, TJ Parker to the Cardinals.
TJ Parker to the Cardinals. All right. Denver Broncos, a team that's sneaky good.
Not sneaky.
You never know what not sneaky. They're good. You never know what Sean Payton's going to freaking do. They've got the freaking big-bodied receivers. I don't think receiver is going to be something they're going to look at here. Evan Ingram's on a multi-year deal. Defensive line's pretty freaking good. Alex Singleton at linebacker. That's upgradable. This could be a Sonny Styles spot.
What do you think? Do you think it would be a Sonny Styles spot or an Arvell Reese spot?
That's the thing.
Can I say something about Arvell Reese?
Yeah.
I saw him lose the corner to Arch Manning. So it's like, I do kind of feel like we might need to chill on I was seeing some top 10. Like I saw him go 8th in a mock, I think, which I mean, great game, but.
All right. So I've got a 2 wild card picks here. Man, Sonny Styles to pair with Dre Greenlaw is good though. But man, Sonny's eyes just something didn't do it for me this past game.
I agree with that kind of in general also.
So we're going to go non-premium position here. Brandon Jones is their starting free safety. Or Luke Wattenberg is their starting center. We could go Connor Lew, or we could go Kamari Ramsey right here.
No, I think safety is where you should upgrade probably.
You think Kamari Ramsey right here to the Broncos?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I love Kamari Ramsey. I love Kamari Ramsey.
If he can just improve his tackling, I think he'll be a first-round pick. Texans at 20. Are there any offensive tackles left? Yes. Caleb Lomu.
A lot of them left.
Welcome to Houston.
Is Lomu the next on your board right there?
Oh, yeah. Lomu is 9th on my board. He's been sitting there for a while.
Okay.
I have him neck and neck with Gooseby.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little lower on Lomu.
Yeah.
I would have World above him. And Malgoa, but I kind of think, or Moanoa, I guess is how you pronounce it, but I kind of think Moanoa is a guard. So
I'm taking a break from pronouncing his last name until we can figure out what's going on, because I've heard 4 different pronunciations from the broadcast to Dane Brugler to someone else who like is in the know. Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Chargers. Bradley Bozeman at center.
Yeah.
This feels like the Connor Lew team. This feels like the Connor Lew team. Although their linebacker, like Denzel Perriman's up there in age. So, I mean, this could be a fun Sonny Styles team as well. I'm going to go ahead. Let's do Connor Lew. Let's go Connor Lew here too.
Definitely a safer pick.
To the Chargers. It's a Harbaugh pick. Run the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Run the ball. Yeah.
Harbaugh wouldn't have a center need and let Connor Lew go off the board or stay on the board.
Yeah.
22 for the Commanders. Francis is tempting. Honestly, let's go Caden Proctor here for Alabama. I still think he's incredibly talented, even though he's sloppy and inconsistent. But if he can figure it out over the last 11 games of the season, he still has blue chip talent in my eyes.
Yeah. That'll give him Proctor and Connerly.
Yep.
Long term.
But I kind of like Proctor at guard. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm actually not really like thrilled with Proctor at tackle, to be honest.
So Cincinnati Bengals here. How quickly do they give up on Demetrius Knight after his preseason?
No. Are you serious? You're just dying to take Sonny Styles.
Actually, I know what I'm going to do here. I mean, they're going to go.
And they already took Barrett Carter last year.
Their defense is terrible.
So bad.
It's mostly in their secondary, but like their defensive tackles are
they keep drafting players, and then they get like, I don't know if you watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but they get banished to the Shadow Realm. They draft all these talented players, and then they just are either bad or they never play or you never hear from them.
Yeah.
It's pretty frustrating. It's like where they go to die.
As bad as they are defensive, I kind of like Taylor Britt and DJ Turner. So I'm not like I could go here, but I think I'm going to upgrade over BJ Hill, TJ Slayton here and go Caleb Banks. I really like Caleb Banks, man.
Yeah.
He's explosive. He's long. He's physical. I need to check out the tape from this past week, and I mean, not really. It's an FCS team, so maybe I won't. But Caleb Banks, Cincinnati Bengals. Let's upgrade that interior.
Smart pick. Bucks at 24. The Bucks seem to just take whatever the smartest pick is.
They're so good. Jason Light is so good at
it's
this.
Like, so just whatever is the most reasonable pick here. The problem is that their roster is incredibly solid across the board, but could definitely use more juice off the edge. Absolutely. I didn't watch Anto Saka this week.
I didn't either.
So, well, my number one edge is LT Overton, but for the Bucks specifically, they have to just get somebody that has pass rushing juice. And I've got two edge rushers, Anto Saka and David Bailey, graded really closely. And to me, Saka has a broader frame and a much better power profile and way more physicality against the run, even though he's not like a proven 3-down player. And 96% as much pass rushing juice. So give me Anto Saka, even if it's a bold pick.
I love everything about him until you're like, man, I just wish he was a little more. He understood a little bit more about what he was doing with this profile.
Right.
Because I love the body type. I love the length. The explosiveness is like one of one.
It's hard with these guys that get 7 pass rushing snaps in a game. They have no chance to get into any sort of rhythm.
Yeah. All right. Niners. Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis. But they just drafted 2 defensive tackles last year. They're not going to draft another one. D. Winters, Nick Martin at will. D. Winters at will. I mean,
they could really use. I mean, Francis
wide receivers awful as well.
Like they need offensive line.
Yeah, left guard and right tackle. Moanoa here would be fine. Yeah. But Moanoa wouldn't even be my top offensive lineman to come off the board here. Right tackle, World? Yes. But World is still on the board. And I would draft World over him, and I don't love the fit with World in that offense.
Right. World's good on back. He's really good on backside cutoffs.
Yeah. I don't love any of those defensive tackles.
You know who's an underrated defensive tackle that I'm not saying here is Caden McDonald.
Ohio State.
Really nice game, week 1.
Interesting. I'll have to go back and
yeah, I thought he was probably their like second or third best defender.
I like they like their young corners. Safety's kind of terrible, but both of the 2 safeties I'd consider quality enough to go in the first round are already off the board. All right, I got to make up my mind here. I mean, wide receiver is an issue for them too, man. Ayuk is in trade rumors every year, but I don't love. Ooh,
Oh,
I do love that actually. We're gonna go Chris Bell to the 49ers here. Chris Bell to the
nice.
49ers.
LA Rams. Do the Rams have 2 picks?
They do, because
This
of
is
who they trade with.
the
Falcons.
Falcons, yeah. This
Yeah.
is the first 2026 mock draft that I've done. I like to save them for like actual live things or whatever. So I'm more pumped to do them. So Rams, what was their first pick? Carnell Tate. Got their X of the future. I think Isaiah World would be a good pick here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Xavier Scott. With as much quarters as they run, I mean, he loves driving on those deep outs. You know, I could see him getting 5 picks as a rookie in this game. I'm going Xavier Scott.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys. I would say replace Micah Parsons, but they did just draft Donovan Ezraku this past year. Oh man, Dallas. They just drafted a running back.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Guyton. I mean, they could go right tackle. This could be Moanoy. I mean, outside of Ezraku, though, it's Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, and Marshawn Nealand. So I don't think edge is off the table here.
Yeah.
I don't love any of these edges, though.
I kind of like the fit with LT Overton and Ezraku together. You know?
Yeah.
They play off of each other's style.
Kenneth Murray is the starting Mike linebacker for this team.
Yeah. Take Sonny Styles.
Let's just do Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
Kenneth Murray is the starting Mike linebacker of that football team right now.
That means you need to draft a linebacker.
Yeah.
Chiefs at 28. Are there any tight ends worth taking?
It would have been Sadiq, but
yeah,
man, Max Clare had a pretty bad game. I don't know if you watched Ohio State offense.
Yeah, I watched Texas defense mainly, but yeah. Chiefs need. I mean, I don't think they're going to need a tackle.
Jawan Taylor's in the last year's deal, but they did just sign Jalen Moore. They also have Kingsley Sumatia, who hasn't really done much.
He's going to be their left guard.
Yeah.
They drafted Noel Williams. They've got Jalen. Yeah, I think they're probably good at corner. Do you like any safeties here?
I don't, man. Ramsey and Downs are the only two that I think I would take in the first round of this class.
My next highest safety would be Zakee Wheatley out of Penn State at 36. So that would be a reach.
Not bad though, 36 to 28. That's within range.
Oh yeah. I think they took Ashton Gelati, who I really liked, but I still think they need to continue to throw more resources there. And David Bailey, I think David Bailey, Karlaftis, and then Ashton Gelati as a 3-man rotation, and then Chris Jones on third down. You get that as your best 4. I think that's a really solid group. So I'm going to go with David Bailey out of Texas Tech for the Chiefs.
David Bailey. All right. The Lions. Oh, boy. Frank Ragnow retired. Graham Glasgow is their starting center right now. They just drafted a defensive tackle. They also haven't gotten a running mate for Aiden Hutchinson yet. And I feel like we talk about that every year. So they could very easily go edge here. Their safeties are good. Their corners are fine. I'm thinking like edge or left tackle here because Taylor Decker is old and his contract is dwindling. I'm pretty sure they restructured it this past year.
Mm-hmm.
And then their backup left tackle is the International Pathway Program guy, Players Pathway, Giovanni Manu.
Right.
So I think We're going to go Isaiah World to the Lions here. He just seems to fit the Detroit culture as well. His play style fits the Motor City culture. So we're going to go Isaiah World.
So the Ravens are up next. The glaring spot on their depth chart is Daniel Falele at right guard.
Yeah.
I don't love any of the... Wait, is Francis still on the board?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. We're converting him to guard all day for the Ravens.
I think he's a guard anyway.
Yeah.
Eagles really easy right here. Brandon Graham just retired. Go draft Brandon Graham again. Give me
there's
LT
like
Overton.
There's like 3 or 4 new Brandon Grahams in every class.
I know. Give me LT Overton right there, 31.
We did it with David Walker, and then now it's just becoming the comp for every sawed off guy with.
See, David Walker always felt like that sawed off DPR to me. Like that.
I thought to me David Walker has always been the Brandon Graham comp that I saw the most.
All right, Buffalo Bills rounded out here.
I want to do a. Have you ever heard of a Kuiper stunt?
No.
I listen to Mel Kiper's podcast, and he says that sometimes he'll include players in at 31 or 32 on his mock drafts that he knows won't go there just because they're like under the radar, and he wants to kind of be the first to shout them out, basically.
Yeah.
Or like give them attention. So let me do one that's kind of out there, just to end it.
Kuiper
Bills. I mean, honestly, with Buffalo, I don't even think this one's out there. I think it's just a smart pick. Cole Bishop, I was kind of lukewarm on as a prospect and thought he had rough moments last year. I still feel like the Bills were at their best when they had a really talented safety duo. So I'm going to go with Dylan Thieneman, who I actually have rated higher than Kamari Ramsey, but I think he's got the sideline to sideline speed, downhill ferocity in the box. Just a complete player to me. Really smart, extremely athletic.
Love it. All right. So there it is. There's our first round.
There it is.
So, LaNorris Sellers, the Cleveland Browns. First overall, Peter Woods, the Saints. Spencer Fano to the Giants. Drew Allard to the Jets. Jordan Tyson to the Titans. Jermon McCoy to the Panthers. Caleb Downs to the Raiders. Ruben Bain to the Bears. Garrett Nussmeier to the Colts. Trevor Gooseby to the Browns. Carnell Tate to the Rams. Jeremiah Love to the Cowboys. Keldrick Falk to the Patriots. CJ Allen to the Seahawks. Mansour Delane to the Steelers. Will Lee III to the Vikings. Kenyon Sadiq to the Dolphins, TJ Parker to the Cardinals, Kamari Ramsey to the Broncos, Caleb Lomu to the Texans, Connor Lew to the Chargers, Caden Proctor to the Commanders, Caleb Banks to the Bengals, Anto Saka to the Buccaneers, Chris Bell to the 49ers, Xavier Scott to the Rams, Sonny Styles to the Cowboys, David Bailey to the Chiefs, Isaiah World to the Lions, CeCe Moanoa to the Ravens, LT Overton to the Eagles, and Dylan Thieneman to the Buffalo Bills.
Outstanding job.
Outstanding job there. Under 45 minutes too. That's impressive work, James.
Oh, I meant with the reading.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. James, do you have anything for the people before we get out of here?
Oh man, I don't. Just excited for the NFL season to start. And yeah, we can get into evaluating some of the rookies from the 2024 class as well. So excited to get into that as well.
Hell yeah. Well, until next time, this has been another episode of the Daft on Draft podcast. Like, subscribe, Spotify, Apple, YouTube especially. I tried to mix up specifically and especially, and it didn't come out right. Especially, let's get those subs up. But until next time, see ya.